What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Of course, it's your favorite realtor, Josh Anton, with the Greathouse team and RE/MAX Above and Beyond right here in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. So listen, we've got more homes for sale. We've got price decreases. We've got interest rates on the rise. And like my good friend Bob Dylan said, the times they are a-changing. Well, listen, what does that mean for you as a buyer or a seller in this market? Why don't you step upstairs with us and let's chat about it. Okay, it's Freaky Friday, and you know what that means. We're talking about the market. I'm here with my partner in crime, basketball teammate extraordinaire, Dave Greathouse. Dave,
man, cheers.
Good to see you, my
Happy
friend.
Friday.
It was great to see you swish that three-pointer, your first one in the league. We almost got the win. It was fun.
Yeah.
Had a good time last night.
It was a good time.
Yep. So, Dave, we are talking about the market here today, and kind of a crazy thing happened to me. We closed. I was working with a buyer for 2 years, met him at an open house. We've been looking. Wild market. We closed last week, handed him keys $50,000 below the list price.
Wow.
And well, I'm so grateful, and he's so grateful for that. You know, it kind of really got me thinking here. And we've always been thinking, like, when is this market going to change? I'm thinking, are we there yet?
Yeah.
So, you know, you work with a lot of buyers. Why don't you kind of shed some light on your perspective on where we are in terms of the market on the buyer side?
It's shifting. Without a doubt, it is shifting. And what's caused that, obviously, are the interest rates, right? Yeah. The Fed Reserve has increased interest rates, which leads to a decrease in buyers.
Yeah.
And so with that, it's a decrease in competition, right? If you're buying a house. And it's funny, your story, because I had two things happen to me recently. I got my last two deals under contract, one in Old Brooklyn, the other one in Lakewood, for about asking price. So I didn't have to go over asking price. But the most surprising thing, the seller actually paid for the buyer's closing costs.
Outstanding.
I mean, we haven't seen this in 2 years.
I think I forgot how to write that into a
contract. Right? I'm telling you, we haven't seen that in the last 2 years. It just hasn't happened. So things are shifting slowly, but definitely shifting because of the interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely. So from the buyer side, like as a strategy or some tips, like what do you think buyers should be looking at or doing in this market to, you know, stay competitive, or what would be some advice there?
Yeah, you know what's crazy is we just did a video a couple of months ago, which you can see here on the channel, about how to actually get your offer accepted and all the crazy things you have to do. It's like 2 months later and you don't have to do many of those anymore, right? And there may be some instances where you do, but the point is you could probably get back to asking for a home inspection. I know a lot of people were waiving those as part of their offer, doing appraisal gaps. There's going to be still instances where you got to do that because it's, you know, there's still limited inventory, but it's starting to turn back to where those things are going to become the norm again. And I think one of the things that's super important to remember is this is not a housing crash.
No.
This is not 2008 again. It's not depreciation, it's actually deceleration. And by that, I mean the home values are still going up. They're just not going to go up as quickly. So, you know, last year I think it was 15%.
Yeah. We're
going to be back to the normal 4 or 5% annual increase before too long. So it's just getting back to a normal market. But as a buyer, you shouldn't expect to go in and get everything 50,000 under ask.
And I mean, even at that percentage, that's still a worthy investment if you look at the other options that are out there. So real estate's still a good time to buy as an investor or an occupant. So we've covered the buyers. We know there's a shift there. Plenty of opportunities for buyers like to come in. If you were standing outside the gate as an FHA buyer waiting to get back in, I think this is a good time for you to call your realtor, call your mortgage lender and say, hey, I might want to join the party again. Let's go. So we get the buyers covered. Dave, let's talk about the implications on the seller side and what that means as they sort of handle their strategic side of their place. Where are they at right now? What's your opinion there?
Yeah, so I still think it's a seller's market.
Yeah.
It just is not as strong a seller's market as it was 2-3 months ago. You know, if you look back January, February, March, you literally could just put your house on the market and it would be gone in a weekend. It didn't matter what condition it was in. You'd have 50, 60 showings. We'd go to open houses and be 1,000 people there. Yeah. That's starting to dial back, right? So, you know, from a seller standpoint, you're going to have to get a little bit more creative with it. Pricing your home is so important. right? Making sure that you're not going crazy. In fact, I think that house you got for 50 grand under was probably just overpriced.
Oh, egregiously.
Yeah.
And even the agent agreed, like we were kind of shooting our shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Those days
fair
are
enough.
probably gone,
Yeah.
right? You're still going to get a fair price for your home and maybe even over what you're asking in this market, but you're going to have to get a little more creative, right? You're probably going to have to allow home inspections. You're probably going to have to do some repairs, whether it's before you sell it or after the home inspection. So things are just going to slowly get back to what we call normal.
Yeah, and check out our video on that too. We did, 5 tips to sell your home. The small things that people didn't really have to do too much are kind of coming back into the fold here. So no, that's great information. And I'm glad you brought up the piece about price decreases because we pay attention to our MLS. We got some great data in there, and I just came across this the number of price decreases on homes right now is just dramatically different than I've seen the last 3 years. And I'm getting emails that just keep popping up, price decrease, price decrease. That's a telling sign of kind of where people's heads are at strategically and where the shift might be.
It's definitely shifting.
Might be coming.
Definitely shifting. And if you were thinking, hey, I can just put my house on that was 2 months ago, 3. That's not today.
Yeah,
right. So just adjust that, but work with your realtor, right? Obviously, we're realtors here. We can help you with that, pricing it, and effective marketing to make sure it does get sold.
Yeah, absolutely. Great info. Thank you for that. So if you're buying or selling or thinking about it here in Cleveland or anywhere for that matter, you need to stay current on what the market's doing. It's shifting. Things are changing all the time. And so what's important is to stay up with that. And we've got you covered here. So subscribe to our channel. Throw us a like, share it to your friends. Please comment below. Listen, we might have missed some stuff here, and we'd love to hear your input. Realtors out there, please give us some input on what you're seeing in the Cleveland market, anywhere for that matter. We'd love to hear it. And listen, our information is going to be below here, so please take advantage of it. And if you're looking to buy or sell, we'd be happy to help you here. So let us help you find or sell your
great house.